Welcome to episode 37 of the LorainCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. I'm your host, Ed Skimmon, and today we're talking with Daniel Talarek, candidate for Lorain County Treasurer. Join us as Dan shares his motivations for running, his priorities in balancing county finances, and how technology has improved the efficiency of his office. He also discusses the importance of collaboration with the county auditor and helping taxpayers while ensuring proper fund management. This episode is part of the 2024 Candidate Spotlight Series, aimed at providing an additional way to learn about local leaders running for office. Before we get started, I wanted to share a quick disclaimer. Both of the companies I co-founded, Emerge Inc. and LorainCounty.com, have professional relationships with some of the candidates, and I also count a few of them as personal friends. To ensure fairness, we invited all local candidates to participate and record an episode completely free of charge. Each candidate running for the same office was asked the exact same questions, and aside from removing any unnecessary sounds and long pauses, we kept the editing to a minimum. For a full list of local candidates and issues, visit loraincounty.com/election. And on election night, visit loraincounty.com for real-time election results. Here is my conversation with Daniel Talarek.
Daniel J. Talarek, I'm the Lorain County Treasurer.
Welcome, Dan. Thanks for joining us and sharing your insights. To start, what motivated you to run for Lorain County Treasurer the first time you ran?
The very first time is because I was Chief Deputy under J. Grant Keys, and I knew how the system was going to work, and I wanted to keep it going. We balanced every day. Everything was doing well, and I was sad to see Mr. Keys go, but I wanted to take his position.
Can you outline the main priorities of the Lorain County Treasurer's office?
We're the guardian. The treasurer's the guardian of the monies for the whole county, and that's our job. Secondly, we collect taxes. We're the evil tax collector. We collected over $17,488,000,000 since I've been county treasurer. And every day, every week, every month, every year, and every decade, we balance to a penny.
A lot of our listeners are local business owners, managers. How would your election or re-election and the implementation of your priorities benefit local businesses?
We've been on the same schedule for 36 years. So that keeps all the taxpayers, whether they're business or not, knowing when we're going to send the tax bills out and when we're going to close the taxes. So help them for balancing.
What role do you see technology and innovative practices playing in the future of the Lorain County Treasurer's office?
We're working right now on coming to the 21st century, as they say. When I started, there were 23 people in the office. We have 11. And obviously, all of technology has gotten it. We're more efficient because we can get things done faster. So yes, we're just signed a contract to use the credit cards. Over the years, people have not necessarily wanted credit cards, and neither did we, to be honest. But unfortunately for COVID, more people have wanted us to have them, and that's why we're going to do it.
What trends do you see in Lorain County, and how would you like to see local government and the Lorain County Treasurer's office adapt to these changes?
I don't quite understand what it changes. Everything we do is by the Ohio Revised Code. So we have a Bible, and we can't be going off on our little own tangents. We have to follow that the best that we can. I know there were some charter decisions, which I was totally against over this past year. I says the Ohio Revised Code and the way county government runs now. With the treasurer and our auditor, we have a good rapport here to make sure we keep an eye on all the money that's in the treasurer.
And you collect taxes for more than just the county government.
Every dime that the county has comes to the county treasurer eventually. Whether you get a dog license, sales tax money that comes from Columbus, they come to us, and it's our responsibility to put that money in the treasury, working with a check and balance system with the auditor. We cannot take a dime out as county treasurer. What the county auditor does to take the money out of the treasuries, there is what's called a warrant. It's a check. But the auditor cuts a warrant, which is an IOU, to the county. So when you receive your warrant, the warrant then goes to a bank. The bank then comes to us, the treasurer, who then we transfer the money into the bank. Here, a check and balance. So one of us doesn't control everything.
And then the real estate taxes you're collecting are for schools and libraries and lots of other organizations, right?
Yeah, everybody. Townships, villages, cities, correct.
If you're reelected, how would you define success? What are your metrics to measure that your office is being successful?
I believe because we stay on that level that with our calendars and keeping the county going. Also, one of the things is county treasurer, I'm the investment person. And since I've been treasurer, we've collected $137 million. And that's money that goes to the county general fund that keeps the commissioners for having to put any taxes on that. And that money is used for everybody. So the taxpayers should be happy and the commissioners should be happy. And we're very proud of that. And I'm very proud of the fact that we can get our job done. We have a good group. Taxes, nobody likes their taxes. I don't like the taxes, but you have to have them. And we try to work with them. And we do not want anybody's house. We don't want your house, your farm, your business. And we try to work with everybody. And that's what I'm very proud of, that we've got people that we try to do the best we can according to the ORC to make sure that we can keep you in your house. And unfortunately, sometimes people can't do that. But we do our best not to have this.
Let's switch over and talk a little bit about you. You've been treasurer for how many years?
Since 1988.
Okay. And you were chief deputy treasurer before that.
Correct.
What was your background before that?
I went to St. Louis University and have a degree, believe it or not, in political science. When you're 22 and 21 years old and you have a high school sweetheart, first thing you do is you get married. So after you get married, you need to have a job probably. My first job, while I was working on a couple other things I wanted to do, is I had 3 sixth grade classes of math and social studies at St. Mary's School and one of Catholicism. And then after that, Mr. J. Grant Keyes, who used to be the treasurer and used to be mayor of Elyria and also was the service director under Mike DeSalle, the governor, and was very close friends with President Kennedy. He offered me a job one day. And I came and worked with him. Working there for some reason, I'll be very honest, I do not have any education as an accountant or anything. But for some reason, I have this thing that I can find mistakes and I can balance things and take care of it. And 4 years later, Mr. Keyes offered me chief deputy, the youngest one in the 88 counties at the time. And then after that, when he decided to retire, I just wanted to move in.
In your professional career, what are you most proud of accomplishing?
Probably that we've been able to help people. We want to collect and make sure that when we're helping people, we're helping the local governments. We're also helping the taxpayers. And I'm very proud of the fact that, again, I keep banging the drum, that we have a calendar that we follow. And that's happy for everybody.
Outside of work, what are your hobbies and interests, and how do they help to recharge you?
Watching those Cleveland Guardians a lot, that'll do it currently at the moment here. We like sports. We watch our grandchildren play sports and et cetera.
Last question. What else should voters know about you prior to voting in November?
I just believe they ought to take a look at my record. We've not had any problems. You don't read about us in the newspaper. Use this in talking about balancing every day and week, month, year. That's the truth. We audit from the state auditor, which every year comes to us. We balance. And obviously, there's some little things going on in the county right now that you read about all the time, but you don't read anything about the county treasurer or the treasurer's office because we do our best. Our job is to get things right and make sure that we're very protective of all the money. People always laugh sometimes because when you make your taxes out, you make them out to Daniel J. Talarek, and people will go, how come that doesn't keep you from taking that money and run off? And I will always tell them it's called Lucasville. That's why. I says, that's not my money. And maybe we've done things a little bit slowly to get into the 21st century. I says, but we've done it properly. And that's what I'm very proud of.
Thanks, Dan, for joining us and sharing your insights.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the LorainCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. We hope you found this conversation informative and that it provided some ideas that will help your business continue to grow. Please follow us on your favorite podcast platform to hear each episode where we shine a spotlight on local resources that will boost your business. And we want to hear from you. Email ed@LorainCounty.com to share your feedback and topic ideas.